Hello everyone, and welcome to my B&B Gossips update channel. I hope everyone is having a wonderful day. Before we begin, please hit the subscribe button and give this video a thumbs up. Will Steffy cut off Hayes and Kelly after losing her mind over Taylor and Deacon? According to spoilers and updates on The Bold and the Beautiful, Steffy Forrester Finnegan may see Taylor Hayes and Deacon Sharp have a vulnerable moment. If Taylor falls into temptation, will Steffy enforce her prohibition on Hayes Finnegan and Kelly Spencer? Rich Forrester interrupted their time together and tried to ruin their affair after Steffy told him about Taylor's emotions for Deacon. Despite her reluctance to give up this fresh chance at love, Taylor finally accepted Ridge's viewpoint. Steffy was temporarily relieved when Taylor told her that her relationship with Deacon was over. Trouble may ensue though, since it appears likely that Taylor will eventually give in to a moment of weakness with Deacon. These two will soon be unable to control their desires since the pull between them is just too great. Steffy might even catch full office sex if she sees Taylor having sex with Deacon, or even undressing for some romantic moments with him. Deacon and Taylor's affections for one another will only become stronger as a result of their separation, and their desire may even explode. What if Steffy finds Taylor in Deacon's arms again, or worse? This situation might make Steffy take matters seriously and show Taylor the true consequences of her relationship with Deacon. In the past, Steffy had given Taylor a warning that she would be kicked out of the family if she decided to pursue Deacon. If Taylor lets her strong feelings influence her decisions, she could lose Steffy, Kelly, and Hayes. If Taylor doesn't follow the restrictions, Steffy may enforce the family ban since she just cannot afford to allow Sheila Sharp's rage influence the kids. Steffy might set strict boundaries since Taylor might find it hard to resist Deacon. In the next episodes, will Taylor find Deacon too alluring? Will Taylor eventually regret giving in to Deacon? According to previews for The Bold and the Beautiful, Taylor may be in trouble in a number of ways, so be sure to follow all the surprising events. Katie's wannabe Forrester line is made fun of by Brooke. According to previews for The Bold and the Beautiful, Brooke Logan Forrester and Katie Logan Spencer's conflict is going to get really nasty. Eric Forrester, John McCook, and Rich Forrester, Torsten K. will also reach an agreement, so let's dive in and discuss what's coming up on B&B. Katie will lose it over Brooke and her enormous ego at the Forrester estate. Katie will assert that her actions were motivated by building a legacy separate from Brooke's, after she maintains that not everything is about her sister. Brooke, however, will essentially point out that Katie used the resources and skills of others to make that happen. Bill Spencer funded Katie's venture before Katie used Brooke's name to push it. Naturally, Katie also has the Logan name, but Brooke won't believe that anyone significant outside of PR is aware of Katie's identity. Additionally, Brooke will note that Katie created some kind of wannabe Forrester line using Eric. When Brooke mockingly praises Katie for being so creative and venturing out on her own, Katie will become enraged. In actuality, Brooke will believe that Katie is simply robbing everyone else and has no idea how to start a profitable fashion brand. Upstairs, Ridge will strike a deal with Eric regarding his future. Eric will eventually give up since Ridge is now excited to see his father return to Forrester Creations. However, Eric will have some requirements regarding the conditions of his return. Before Eric is allowed to return to work at Forrester, Ridge must stop treating him like a helpless child since it is heartbreaking. Electra Forrester will not back down from Will Spencer as Ridge and Eric come to an understanding. Since Will still won't be willing to kick Melissa Dillon, Sydney Bullock, out of his guest room, Electra won't be willing to get back together with him either. According to spoilers for The Bold and the Beautiful, Will soon learn more devastating news, so keep watching the CBS soap opera. Designer Dilemma, Smooth Move, Ivy caught. Spoilers for the upcoming week of The Bold and the Beautiful have been released. Fans can anticipate that Ivy Forrester will be apprehended. RJ Forrester gets kissed. Furthermore, how will Eric Forrester address the designer dilemma? Find out what will happen next in the CBS soap drama by reading on. Let's start this post with Ivy. The woman has abruptly changed from being kind and understanding to cruel and harsh. At Forrester Creations, the woman searches a purse. It's most likely Dylan's or Electra Forrester's. Either way, she is caught. It appeared at the start of this plot that Ivy's only concern was Dylan. However, now it's seeming more like Ivy just wants Electra to be as miserable as she is. Daphne Rose is the one who captures Ivy. Ivy doesn't even try to be kind when the nose asks her what she's doing. The woman orders the perfumer to keep her mouth quiet by sticking her finger in her face. According to rumors for the upcoming week of The Bold and the Beautiful, RJ will meet an extremely irate Elektra. He will naturally want to know what's wrong. RJ uses all the polished language required to gain Elektra's trust when she gives him an update on Ivy, Will Spencer and Dylan. Abruptly, Elektra and the designer have a passionate kiss. But Will just so happens to witness Elektra's lips on EJ's mouth as he enters the office. The young man seemed utterly devastated. Will therefore most likely rely on Dylan for support. Let's talk about Eric's difficult choice as well. Being by himself made the man happier. But he also struck a deal with Bill Spencer and Katie Logan Spencer. Eric is a man of his word. Even if everyone will be urging him to rejoin FC, Eric will likely want to complete what he began, but Katie won't feel comfortable with that. Katie was the one who insisted that Bill calm down around Eric. In order to launch, Katie needs those designs completed at the same time. Deke Sharp might be able to assist in this situation. When Ivy's cruel trick works, Will hurries to Dylan's bed. Spoilers for The Bold and the Beautiful suggest that Ivy Forrester will recognize Elektra Forrester's potential for a better future. Ivy will realize that RJ Forrester might be her niece's perfect match as soon as she sees Elektra and RJ together. Given how he has disappointed her, Ivy is obviously not convinced that Will Spencer is a suitable fit for Elektra. Because of this, Ivy might perform a cunning prank and attempt to end Elektra and Will's relationship. B&B's promo video for the week of Ivy shows her skulking around and avoiding view when Will shows around. Ivy is probably going to make arrangements for Will to witness Elektra's intimate time with RJ. As fate would have it, a kiss will occur during that intimate moment as Will walks into the showroom. Will have to deal with some anger and sadness about Elektra rushing straight to another guy after he gets over the shock. Given that Melissa Dylan and Will have recently become closer, Will might be inclined to follow suit. Perhaps Will could get riled up enough to surrender to temptation and want to release all these pent-up emotions. During their indecent night together, Ivy already pretended that Will and Dylan were literally 2 feet away from the bedroom. When Will realizes that Elektra is already seeing RJ, they might actually go to bed. Will undoubtedly return to Dylan right away and at least tell him what occurred. Dylan will inevitably comfort Will, so that could lead to a makeout session or perhaps even some sizzling time in bed together. When it comes to this love quadrangle and all of its complexity, the show is advancing at full speed. Stay tuned for any more stunning news as Elektra, RJ, Will and Dylan are working on some intriguing projects. According to teasers for The Bold and the Beautiful, Ivy will continue to use manipulative techniques and create more controversy in the upcoming episodes. If Katie refuses to leave Logan, will their sisterly bond be able to endure? According to teasers and updates for The Bold and the Beautiful, Brooke Logan Forrester will likely remain distraught by Katie Logan Spencer's recent betrayal. Hope Logan Spencer is concerned that whatever remains of Brooke and Katie's relationship might be completely ruined, and naturally she'll feel torn, since she's one of those in the middle. Even though Katie's maiden name is Logan, as Brooke pointed out, the situation was already tense when Katie decided to use the Logan name, which she believed was a steal. But from Brooke's point of view, Katie appears to have really gone too far this time around with all the turmoil surrounding Eric Forrester. Brooke may now provide an ultimatum that makes Katie furious, since she has reached her breaking point. If Katie wishes to preserve their sisterly relationship, Brooke might even pressure her to abandon this new design endeavor. If it means losing her sister, does Katie really want to pursue a fashion house that might fail? Brooke might help Katie see that everything has only become worse since Bill Spencer gave her this fashion house. Although Brooke wants Katie to succeed, she can argue that Katie can do so by going back to Forrester Creations and using her public relations expertise. Brooke might confess that she misses having Katie in the office and is weary of the ongoing Logan conflict. Brooke can warn that their relationship could suffer irreversibly if Katie doesn't change her mind. Fans are aware that Hope has been fearing this very thing, and Donna Logan Forrester may possibly have voiced her concerns about it. It's simple to imagine Donna being a key player in attempts to patch things up between Brooke and Katie. It won't be long before Eric rejoins Forrester Creations because the fashion feud story is rapidly fading. After Eric leaves, will Katie return there as well, or at the very least leave this fashion house? According to teasers for The Bold and the Beautiful, Katie will have to make some tough decisions and reveal significant information regarding Logan's future. Are Dylan and Elektra deserving of becoming the next Brooke versus Taylor? According to teasers for The Bold and the Beautiful, a full-scale conflict between Melissa Dillon and Elektra Forrester is about to break out. We want to know if you're on Team Dylan or Team Elektra because it appears like your favorite daytime characters will have to choose a side as the juicy war develops. Let's analyze the most recent catfight and determine whether it is a suitable continuation of the long-running feud between Brooke Forrester and Taylor Hayes. First up is Elektra Forrester, the most privileged opponent. In a ponytail, Elektra initially looked like a breath of fresh air. However, she sided with proper Auntie Ivy Forrester over Dylan's inappropriate behavior with attractive Will Spencer, which drove off a lot of admirers. Elektra decided to support Ivy and gave Will a choice between her and the unemployed teacher when Will and Dylan shared their accounts of what Ivy observed through the glass. Elektra's jealousy is not a good look. Knowing that her best friend is homeless, she is essentially dumping her out on the street. But while Will and Dylan weren't making out as Ivy suggested, should the latter not have been hanging out with Will after Hayes Finnegan fell asleep? How recently did you perform a ballet for your landlord? Elektra was okay with Will and Dylan babysitting Hayes, but she had warned her not to be alone with Will. So did Dylan break the rules? Do you believe Dylan is being treated unfairly? What became of bringing her to FC and recommending that Steffy Forrester hire her? She's eating stale pizza from the dumpster instead. Perhaps Will ought to persuade Bill Spencer to offer Dylan the Luna suite at his estate. Is that a reasonable compromise? There is no doubt that the ladies will continue to quarrel about Will, forcing everyone in their group to take sides. What are your thoughts on this impending catfight? Are you on Team Dylan or Team Elektra? Or do you believe that both of the characters are at fault?